GCV, what's good? How y'all doing today? I already know. I know you guys are doing wonderful. So since you're doing wonderful, do me and yourselves a favor. Everybody, hit that like button, hit that share button, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. All right? I'm having a good day. I'm feeling better. Yesterday, got a little bit drained, but like always, I'm back to it. I don't let that stuff keep me down for long. Stay motivated. I really stay motivated. Like really stay motivated. But you got to protect your energy, like I always say. And sometimes you got to get all the way away from people who are putting you down because you're unworthy of poor treatment. And if somebody or anybody or whoever, if you receive poor treatment, then you got to separate yourself. You can't be in that same place. You can't work in that same place. You can't be around those same individuals. When you don't think you're receiving the right treatment, no matter how much people try to gaslight you, no matter how people try to say you're crazy, what do you think? What are you thinking? No one's treating you like that. People can say whatever they want, but when people say things and you hear it and it affects you a certain way and you keep trying to deal with it and keep trying to deal with it, and then at the end of the day you just feel like crap and you feel drained, then you have to get away from those people. You have to separate yourself because it's not good for you to be around certain individuals that are going to constantly tax your spirit, constantly drain you with the things they say. They may try to smile, they may try to do certain things, they may try to act like that's not the way it is, may try to be like a friend or friendly, but without being rude to them, just separate yourself because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. You can't subject yourself to constantly to be put down every single day, and you have to accept where people are at and just accept the fact that they're not going to change. It's something in that person that feels some type of way about you, and they have to, and that they're not strong enough or mentally mature enough to let you know, but more or less is something in you that makes them feel some type of way about themselves. It might not even be towards you. So, but either way, you can't be subject to unfair treatment. If people are treating you poorly, if you feel like you're being treated poorly, you have to take yourself to where you feel like you're being treated better. No matter what, don't sit around and just let people treat you bad. No one's supposed to have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. You're not supposed to take unfair treatment. You're not supposed to take people trying to make you feel a certain type of way for no apparent reason whatsoever. And you can't allow people to say one thing the next minute and then the next minute act like they didn't just put you down. And that's the weird part. Like, that's the mind games that people will play. They'll be cool for a few minutes, and then within the next few minutes they're saying something that makes you scrunch your face up. You're like, yo, this person just say that, and it'll have something to do with you, but they're not mature enough or they're not adult enough to say it directly to you. They have to cover it up. They gotta make it an ancient Chinese secret when they're trying to take jabs at you or shots at you to your face in front of you without actually saying, hey, this is how I feel about you, or hey, you're this way, or hey, this is how I think you're this, or I think you're that. They don't have the heart to actually come at you. So what they have to do is disguise it, hide it, find sneakily ways to like get it off their chest. Because it's like it's something in you that's bothering them. So it's like they have to get it off their chest, and they think that's the way to do it, but that's not the way to do it. Putting you down may get how they kind of feel off their chest, but number one, it couldn't possibly do that because they're not keeping it real with themselves and telling you how they really feel. They're covering it up with like some passive aggressive weird rude way, and it's not cool, and it like makes you feel like you don't just make you feel like you don't want to be around them. That's the best way to most positive way to put it. It makes you feel like you don't want to be around those people. And when people are constantly sending signals that it's like you don't want to be around them, you have to separate yourself. And it's going to come to a point where it's just not healthy for you to be around those people anymore. No matter what people say, no matter how they look at the situation, you have to see how you feel about it, and you have to look at it through your own lens and see how, when I'm around, how's this making me feel? When I come around, how's this making me feel? And if it's not making you feel good, if it's putting you down, if it's making you feel sad and depressed, and you're not doing anything to cause these things, then you gotta go. Because it's like some people, they're just always going to look for certain things, and it's like no matter how hard you try to do whatever it is you think that they want, they're always going to find something else. So if it's somebody that's like requiring you to be something that, or requiring you to give something that you can't possibly give, then they're setting you up for failure, because they're always going to have something over you. They're always going to have something to check you for. They're always going to have something to say to you to bring you back down, or bring you to a state of uncertainty or questioning yourself. And that's not the type of situation you want to place yourself in. You don't want to be around anybody like that. So if you have people around you like that, get away from them, get away from that situation as fast as possible, or plan on getting out of that situation as fast as possible. If you can't get out of it immediately, make sure you plan to get out of it speedily, because it's not good for you to be stressed. It's not good for, I mean, I'm not stressing it. That I know how to transmutate my energy. I just haven't been doing it, because it's like, it's a shock, man. It's a shock when certain people do stuff that you wouldn't expect. So it's like, wow, that's how you're going to act. So once you get over that part, just stop stressing it. So basically, you're going to have to get over the fact that whoever it is that's giving you unfair treatment is actually giving you unfair treatment. No, you're not crazy. Yes, they smile in your face, and then 2 seconds later, they're trying to chop your head off with some sneaky subliminal that, like, you could feel it in the depths of your soul. And it's like they know what to say. They say things that have to do with your recent life or what they know about. That's why it's good to not give people information. I don't care who it is. You can't tell these people, these types of people, anything, because as soon as they find out anything about your life, as soon as they see something that's wrong, when they're just going to be pulling that out and using that against you every chance they get. So it's like, you, these types of people, unfortunately, you don't want them to know anything about your life. You don't want them to know anything that you do. And whenever they do find out things about you, or whenever they do learn anything about your life, they're going to be holding that against you, and they're going to be using that and saying, they're going to be saying that against you and holding that against you like you're in a court of law. Like with these people, it's like going to, it's like they're a judge, and or like a jury. It's like anything and everything will be held against you in the court of law. Like, you have to be careful what you tell these types of people. Like people that try to bring you down, people that use things against you, people that bring up your past, people that constantly try to keep you in a state of self-loathing instead of self-loving. You have to be careful what you say to these people, because they're gonna sneakily try to bring you down in a subliminal way, because they know about your life, or they found out, or they stalked, or they did their research, or they paid somebody for some information, or they dug up some dirt on you, whatever. However these people find out their information, I mean, people go to no depths to find things out today. So I'm not sure if that's the way it's always been. I mean, that's probably how it's always been. It's just easier because now there's technology, and people have social media pages and stuff like that. You think you're just posting some stuff for your friends, or you think you're just sharing some stuff, or you think you're just putting your music out there or this out there, but people are watching you, talking about you. Yo, did you see that thing they just put out there? That sucks. Did you see this thing that they just did? They think they're going to get somewhere with that. That was booty. And it's like, even if it is good, or even if you're working your way towards getting better, like if they're hating, they're not going to have anything positive to say. So it's like, people like that, you don't want in your business. You don't want to share anything with them. You don't want to tell anything to them. You just want to keep it the bare minimum. And unfortunately, that's the way they made it. That's not you. But I mean, to protect yourself as a grown adult, and make sure, you don't you're not putting any of your business out there for it to be used against you as like a fiery dart that they could just shoot out at you at any time whenever you make them feel low for no reason. So it's best to just keep your information to yourself, because that's what I find. Like I've have an issue or whatever, try to talk to somebody about it, and then 5 minutes later they're using that same thing that I just told them against me. Like they're like I'm in the court of law or something. Like, You'll have an issue and you'll tell somebody, hey, I just had this problem. Then they're acting like that and doing the same thing that you had a problem with the other person. When people do stuff like that, you have to get away from those people. And it's not good for your mental health to be around people like that. You have to keep low blood. You have to keep your blood pressure low. You have to keep your peace high. You have to keep your peace of mind high and your blood pressure low, because you don't want to be stressing. Unfortunately, when people are stressed and they see you're not stressed, they want to form some type of anxiety, some type of worry, some type of fear, some type of disease habit, some type of disease thought forming habit, or habit forming thought, whichever one. But they want to form, like, they want to form diseases in you, because they want you to worry, they want you to stress. And whether they know it or not, that does form disease. But I mean, it's just like certain people, they have stuff wrong and they want you to have issues too. And you could tell when people are casting spells and curses on you. And when you feel that that's happening, when you feel the draining happening, you just have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you know is best. You're gonna have to separate yourself, and you're gonna have to get out of that situation, because it's not good for you. And if it's like, if like you if your spirit is feeling drained at the end of the day, and you're feeling like you can't get up, you feel like an old person, you feel like you can't move around, feel like twice your age, you're being spiritually attacked, you're being drained. And that's not a good environment for you to be in. It's not a good work environment for you to be in. That's not a good place for you to be in. Wherever it is, whoever it is, you have to separate yourself. And you can't continue to put yourself in situations like that, because you're going to be stressed out. And you see what happens when people are stressed out. Like, I was watching this video the other day. This dude, some Ron dude or something, he was driving into somebody's house. You know, you see random videos on the tube. This dude was driving into somebody's house, and he messed up all these cars and stuff like that. Cars that belong to other people, houses that belong to other people. Now he has to go away, go to jail, and still pay for all those people's property that he just messed up. He threw his whole life away just because his I guess his wife or something was getting on his nerves or bothering him or stressing him out. You can't let people get to you like that. That's why you have to separate yourself from these people, because they put stress on you, unnecessary stress. And whatever stress you don't have, it's like they literally just want you to be stressed out, worried, fearful, anxious, upset, unfulfilled, angry, feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you can't accomplish anything. And when people make you feel like that, you can't get anything done. You're not going to want to get anything done. You're just going to lay in bed all day with the lights off, with the covers over you. And if you've been around anybody like that, now you know why. If you've been around people like that, now you know why. You weren't the depressed one. You might have had, I mean, everybody has feelings that of up and down. That's life. But to be depressed, if you're not a depressed person, if you haven't been through anything traumatic and you were just like randomly depressed, it's probably people that you were around that were making you feel depressed, that were causing you to have traumatic experiences. All right. They were the traumatic experience. You having to be involved with them, and the toxic traits, the toxicity, the narcissism, and that not being easy, it stresses you out. It makes you have thoughts of fear. Now you're going to fear people because you think everybody's out to get you. Like, people form your perception however they want. So you have to be careful, because like sometimes people may be forming your perception in the wrong way. So you have to be aware that not everybody's like that, and you have to get away from people like that. And you have to know that there are other people in different people in the world than people like that. That's why it's important that people like me blow the whistle on these things, like Too Short, blow the whistle, and make videos about it, because otherwise, how would people know? So somebody made a video that helped me. I have to make videos that help other people. And like, these things have to be talked about, because otherwise people think they're crazy when they're experiencing things that they are, when people are telling them that they're not. For the longest time, like, people will say, you're crazy, that's not what you're seeing, you're losing it, you're tripping. Like, no, I'm not tripping, I'm just calling you out. Like, that's the main thing that people do when they're doing you dirty, or narcissists do when they're throwing shade at you. Like, I done had people use that word around me, like throwing shade and stuff like that. Like, who does that? Like, like people who have narcissistic traits, people who have personality disorders. And it's nothing to be upset about. You can't change these people. You can't change the way they think. So let them stay themselves. Let them keep acting like that, and you just distance yourself. And you don't have to keep putting yourself in that type of situation. You don't have to keep putting yourselves around those types of people, because if those types of people, at the end of the day, if they're making you feel stressed, if they're making you feel these feelings that you don't feel when you're not around them, then you have to do what's best for you, and you have to separate. You're going to have to. It may hurt, it may be hard, it may be difficult, but it is what it is. You have your self being is important. Your health isn't very important. Your mental health is the most important thing. Your brain operates your whole entire body. So if you have a stressed mind, the rest of your body is going to be stressed, and you're going to be forming disease with your thoughts, with your feelings, with what you see for your life. And if you don't see positive, if you see negative, if it just starts to get worse and worse day by day, then you know you have to leave, because you can't heal there, and there's no positivity there, and it was a setup from the beginning. So you have to separate yourself from that. It's been jobs where like I could feel that from the very first day, and I was like, yo, I think this is like a setup, because it's like the people, you go there, they smile at you at first, but like God gave you this discernment, so you could tell, you could see behind the fakery, you could see through the mask that they put on. They smile in your face, they say, hi, we're so happy to have you, hi, welcome, come here, work with us, we're gonna have a good time, blah blah blah. No, we're not. You're not gonna like me in a week, because you're gonna see that I'm different than you guys. However, I'm different. I don't want to sound egotistical or anything like that, but as chosen vessels, you already know what it is. We're different. God chose us to be great, and God chose us to carry out his mission for us on this planet, through us, in us, as our life goal and mission, as what we love to do. And once people see that we're on that mission, or once people see that we have something different, or we have something special, they're going to start going in. And once they start going in, once they start acting different, if it becomes too toxic to the point where you can't just do what you have to do, if it comes to the point where it's like it's making you sick, when it comes to the point where ignoring it isn't enough anymore, when it starts affecting your mental health, your spirit, starts affecting like how you feel, stuff like that, it's best to just find something else. Separate yourself. Don't react. You don't have to react. You don't have to get upset. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. Just leave. That's the best thing I ever heard from somebody. I heard it on the internet. It was like this dude. He was saying that like it was about relationships or whatever. It was like this guy was telling his grandsons. He was like, if a female, or if a female makes you upset, don't get angry. Just leave. That was just for that particular situation, but I could apply that to anything in life. That's why I like to learn, because I take things and I apply them to my life in all areas of life, from any area of life. So when things make me upset, I don't get angry anymore. I just leave. Job acts funny, I'll just leave. If a person acts funny, I'm just gonna leave. If a significant other, if a girlfriend or whatever acts funny, I'm gonna leave. If somebody that says they're my homie or a friend or somebody I'm doing business with or whatever, if they start acting funny, I'm dipping. I'm not going to continue to rock with you. We're not going to continue to do business, because it's not worth the stress. It's not worth the heartache, the mental pain, the mental strain. It's just like I have so much peace when I don't have any of that around me. And whatever I had, whatever or whatever I'm doing that gives me the most peace, that's what I have to keep doing. That's what I have to keep having more of in my life. When you start to get more mature, when you start to wake up more, you'll figure that out. Whatever brings you the most peace, that's what you're going to start doing the most. It's not hanging out with this person, it's not doing this, it's not doing that. Making sure you have money, making sure um, your bills and are paid, and your needs are met, and you're at peace. And if you got those things, you got a nice place, nice whip, you're at peace. You got everything you need, all your needs are met, your bills are paid. You don't need anything else right there after that. Anything else right there is an addition to your life, or anybody that's trying to be a part of that, they need to be required to show that they're worthy of being a part of that, whether you're a dude or a female. If you worked yourself up to a certain point in life and you're stress free, and you got away from all the people that were causing you mental anguish and pain and frustration and torment, if you got away from all that and you worked your life and made your life what you wanted to be, people should have to be required to be a part of that. You have to show me that you are capable of being in my life. You have to show me that you are worthy of being a part of what I've created, because I've took something that wasn't peaceful and made my life as peaceful as I could make it. And if anybody's trying to be a part of that after that, they have to show me that they're going to bring peace. They have to show me that they're willing to uh, operate within the fine system that I've created, you know, and they whatever they're bringing has to add to that. It can't take from that. You know, people can't come into your life and stress you out and bring you problems and bring you chaos and think you're just supposed to accept that. I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to be a part of that. You're not going to stress me out. Don't nobody let you let them, don't, no one will let you stress them out. You ever notice that? So if nobody lets you stress them out, don't let people stress you out. Do the same exact thing. It's not worth it. All right. Don't let these people frustrate you out here. If these people want to be negative, if they want to spread negativity, if they want to curse you right in your presence, and you know that's what's happening, don't lie to yourself. Just because they're not being honest about the situation, don't lie to yourself. Just because they're not keeping it real, don't lie to yourself. Feelings and vibes are real. So if you get off vibes from people, if you get off feelings from people, then it's best that you're going to have to separate yourself for your own health, because you have to be mentally fit at the end of the day. People are laughing at you. People know they're stressing you out. People know they're causing you problems, and they know that you're not saying anything about it just because you don't want to cause any issues. But I mean, at this point in the game, there's no point in saying anything about it because you probably already mentioned it to them. But if it's to the point where they've gaslighted you about it, you know you can't really talk to certain people about it because they're going to say it's not happening, it doesn't exist, and they're going to gaslight you. So it's like, what's the point? You already know where it's going to get taken. So that's why once it gets to that point, once you've already presented it, once you've already tried to discuss it, once you've already tried to talk about it, and the gaslighting is there, the narcissism's still there, and it's never going to go away, it's best to just distance yourself so you could be healthy and live the best life that you could live, and live a happy life at that. And you could be as happy as you want to be, all the way away from anyone or anything that's trying to take your happiness from you or not see you be happy. There are people out here who get happy from other people not being happy. There are people out here who don't want you to be happy because they're not. And the more you try to be happy, the more they're going to spread that negativity to you, saying like little subliminal stuff, taking little shots at you. And it's hard being around people like that. It's because you want to spend time with them, you want to be around them, but they either, whether they know or not, they're making it hard for you to be around them because the way they treat you. And nobody should be subject to unfair treatment. Don't just sit around people treating you not right. If people aren't treating you right, leave, bounce, get away, get all the way away, from the people that are treating you bad. Go to a place where people treat you good. Go to the place where people respect you. Go to the place where people respect your boundaries. If people don't respect you and people don't respect your boundaries, then there's no respect for you at the end of the day. None at all. And you have to do what's best for you. You have to make sure that your spirit could be at ease because you don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to make any decisions that you're going to regret. You don't want to say anything that you're going to regret. But the thing is, these people don't care. They want to put as much pressure on you as they can. They just don't care. It's enough pressure out there for everybody as they see, but they just want to, I mean, they really don't care. And that's the hardest part. That's like the hardest part, that they just don't care. You come around them, you be peaceful, you be nice, and then boom, here they come, acting all funny and weird and finicky and fake and stuff. And it's like, how's somebody supposed to, and then they want to say that you don't like them or say you don't want to be a part of what they got going on. But it's like, if they're not being real, it's hard to be around that. If they're not being authentic, it's hard to be around that. It's hard to be around that fake stuff. It's not easy, and it makes you feel bad. But you have to separate yourself. You can't be around it. So after a while, if it's just not healthy for you, if it's not good for you, you're just gonna have to do what you have to do, and that's it. So this has been another Druuill video. No, I came to give you more and never less, because this is a Druuill special, and we're God's chosen vessel. So everybody hit that like button. Everybody hit that subscribe button. Everybody hit that share button. And thanks for staying tuned for the next video, and we got more coming.